Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of our slow and immersive playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 as Japan. We're going to be starting a new game in January 1936. So let's set the scene. Gathering storm. Dark times are coming. In Europe, Hitler has consolidated his power and his attention is now increasingly drawn beyond Germany's borders. Mussolini's Italy continues to embark on daring military adventures, while the Empire of Japan stands poised to attack China in Asia. Almost 20 years have passed since the end of the Great War, and the world has yet again been doused in gasoline. A single spark may be all it takes. So there we go. Empire of Japan. In a brief history here is the Empire of Japan stands at a crossroads. Hokushinron, the Northern Expansion Doctrine, is favored by the army and calls for an advance into Siberia. Nanshinron, the Southern Expansion Doctrine, is supported by the Navy and has the rich European colonies in Southeast Asia and the Pacific as its target. And then, of course, there's always China. Japan possesses a formidable military, but its industries are starving for resources and time is running out. Which path to choose? Let's go ahead and pick Empire of Japan. We have historical AI focuses off, Iron Man mode on. Let's go ahead. Let's take a quick, in fact not quick, we'll probably spend the entirety of this episode, to be honest guys, just doing an overview of Japan, the kind of the starting position, the focuses, the techs, the military, the navy, the air force, as well as kind of just thinking what we might and might not do. Turn this down maybe a little bit. And we'll only really, I think, unpause in the next episode most likely. So for those of you who want to just have a summary, maybe just go straight to episode 2. And I will summarize what our thinking was in episode 2. But for now, let's have a look at our leader, Hirohito. I think it's actually Hiroshito. But by warrior code, AI modifier, that probably doesn't apply to us. Emperor Showa, stability plus 60%. And we're currently at 95% stability with a base value of 20%. And then ruling party popularity plus 15%, which is the Taisei Yokusankai. And the Hiroshito is giving us 60%. Okay, that's 75. That's wait, base 20. Okay, plus 75. Yeah, 95%. Okay, and then his other traits are Imperial Sanction. China, generate war goal tension limit against country plus 75%. Communist China, Shaanxi, Guangxi Click, Yunnan, Xibei Sanmai, Xinjiang. Basically easier for us to generate war goal against them, I think. Tension limit against country plus 75%. I think that makes it easier for us to generate. But I'm not sure. As well, national spirits, we have state Shintoism. Since the Meiji Restoration, we have sought to use the worship at Shinto shrines to promote imperial loyalty and aid in nation building. This has allowed us to build up a country that is ready to sacrifice much in the name of the state. Okay, that's division recovery rate plus 10%, and factory bomb vulnerability minus 10%. We have Zaibatsus, which I think that are the industrial conglomerates in Japan. Daily political power cost plus 0.25. Consumer goods factories factor 10%. Trade laws cost plus 25%. Economy law cost plus 25%. Not great, but especially the daily political power cost. Takes away 0.25. Okay, we're still at almost 2 because of the high stability. But fine. But they do give us a few bonuses as well. Zaibatsu's military factory and civilian factory and dockyard construction speed plus 5%. And then we have duplicate research efforts. Air research speed minus 10%. Ugh. Rather frustrating. Militarism. War support plus 20%, which is currently at 100%. We're ready for war. Base value of 80, and militarism plus 20. As pride of this fleet plus 5%. Effects from our current war support. Our mobilization is upped by 30%. Division attack on core territory plus 10%. Division defense on core territory plus 10. Daily command power gain multiplier plus 50%. Okay. Manpower is used for various military operations and promotion of generals. Can be spent on one-time operations, can be allocated for continuous operations. Okay, we're getting 0.6 per day, which is 0.4 plus 50% from militarism. So from high war support, which is generally high for us, but yeah, represents the willingness of the people to prosecute a war to the finish. Fine. So militarist. Inter-service rivalry balanced. Okay, I think that might change as we take certain focuses. London Naval Treaty signatory. Carrier max cost 9,500. Cruiser max cost, I think that's industrial capacity cost, 5,300, and heavy ship max cost 10,000. We have signed the London Naval Treaty and accordingly are restricted in the size of our capital ships. Okay. Probably spend more on destroyers in the meantime. We are Taisei Yokusankai, fascist. Encompassing a variety of ultra-nationalist movements, fascism typically venerates devotion to the state and uniting the people under a strong leader. And lease tension limit plus 50, justify war goal time limit when at war with a major minus 80%. We give away intelligence to others, embargo cost modifier plus 100%. Fascists can send, we can send volunteer forces to places. But okay. So there we are. We start with limited conscription, which gives us 1.1 million spare manpower, right? With 480,000 already used in our, mostly in our army, I guess. Yeah, 116,000 in our navy, so about 20% in the navy. And about 80%, 75% in our army and 5% in the air force. Okay, and we have core population is 65 million and non-core population of 33 million. Okay. And right now 2.5% of eligible core population. Okay. Limited conscription, more than enough for us for now. Limited exports. And remember, which one is it? Zaibatsus gives us... Okay, it doesn't actually change the cost of these laws. In fact, militarism lowers them. Conscription laws cost minus 25%. Okay. Oh, sorry, we actually didn't read the other bonuses. Research speed minus 5%. And justify war goal minus 20, conscription loss cost, civilian factory construction speed minus 10%. Oh, that's all militarism. Okay. Then we have limited exports, which gives us construction speed, research bonus, 1% factory output, dockyard output, resources to market, just 25%. Okay. We need all the resources we have, to be honest, so it's fine. We only allocate 25% of our resources for export, which means they're inaccessible to our domestic economy regardless of whether we actually do trade them for other people's civilian factories or not. That works for us. Partial mobilization already. Expected number of factories to consumer goods 25%, military to civilian, and civilian to military conversion cost minus 10, fuel gain per oil minus 10%. Military factory construction speed plus 10%. Okay. Okay, we have space for 3 political advisors. Okay, we'll have a look at these as we unpause the game, since we need, probably 150 political power. So we'll have a look at all of this once we actually start generating some political power. We do have 2 subjects already, Menkuko and Manchukuo. being the Manchukuo, big one, and the Menkukuo here. And they are both special type of puppet, which are right now Imperial Protectorates. And 1,500 being able to become Imperial Associate, which I think is a lower part. Change autonomy level to annexed. We'll see. Not too familiar with the puppet mechanics, but for now I think we can basically do everything. Right? Yeah, so Imperial Protectorate means they can't declare war, can't decline call to war. Control over deployed units to go to Overlord. Can create collaboration, governments no. So basically nothing they can do. We trade kind of one factory for like all of their resources. Because Overlord trade costs minus 90%. Blah blah blah. Master can build construction on the subject's territory, yes. These score transfer to Overlord 75%. Yeah. So they are, you know, under very much under our control. Let's have a quick look at the national focuses. Let's have a look. So this is, I guess, the political section. We have the unthinkable option, which is the Communist Path, approach young officers, change exiles, cast the die, red brigades, fate of imperial family, nationalize. So this is all Communist Path, which we'll have a look at it in a bit as to what path actually makes sense for us. Purge the Kadoha faction, liaison conference, Greater East Asian co-prosperity fear, strike south, mark secure China, alliance with Siam, and non-aggression with the Soviet Union. Okay, bypass the Philippines or secure. So this is kind of strike south doctrine, which I guess is sort of the historical path. Although it does have a little bit of a offshoot here for national mobilization, national research policy, very nice. National defense, spiritual mobilization. Okay, this is when things are starting to look dire, sounds like. We also have the option to support the Kadoha faction. A new faction has appeared, intent on taking control of the government and strike north into the Soviet Union. For the sake of the Emperor and the Empire's future, we must ensure this faction prevails. Okay, and purge the Kadoha faction. A new faction has appeared, intent to take control of the government and strike north into the Soviet Union. We must eliminate them before they can do too much damage. Okay, so we eliminate them and continue just focusing on striking south, or we promote this Kadoha faction and strike north. It does also give us a research point here. Okay, or we can strengthen the civilian government. The increasing values of liberalism and democracy, far from being a threat to our nation, could be its greatest strengths. We must ensure our government is strengthened so that it can protect these ideals. Political power, 120. Okay. Immediately get a second research slot. Constitution, Pacific Guardian, etc., etc. Okay. The Manchurian Project was this little sub mini tree. While our islands are scarce and usable land, our mainland possessions are not. What we cannot build ourselves, we can build up on the mainland instead. We will begin a large-scale industrialization program for Manchukuo. Okay. Manchukuo gains base stability, war support. Manchukuo gets political power plus 150. What do we get for that? One railway. We get land forts maybe, 2 civilian, like Leon Tombs. Okay. We can develop Manchukuo, Japanese resettlement. Okay, maybe when we annex them, and then do this. I know it. No national focus prerequisites, but Manchukuo is a subject of Japan. Not sure about this one. Then we have army expansion law. Expanding the army, I guess. Not that many bonuses. We have a little bit of fighter modernization. So it's small air focus tree. And we have new naval estimates. 2 naval dockyards, cruiser, long distance torpedoes, torpedo cruisers, supremacy of the battle fleet, or carrier warfare, okay, carriers basically, or heavy capital ships. After the battleship, first air fleet, modern estimates. Okay. So these are our options. And we'll have a more detailed look at them in a bit. Following that, I guess, let's have a look. Have a look at our techs. Infantry-wise, we're at 1936 infantry equipment. No heavy machine gun and mortar equipment. Support, infantry support equipment. We do have the modern trucks unlocked already. We even have armored cars unlocked. We have marines unlocked. Very good. Okay, that's good. Support companies. Got the support equipment, of course. We have engineers and recon companies unlocked. Very good. All you can dream of at the starts. Good. To hospitals. Justice companies, maybe. Trains. In terms of armor, we have the interwar tank development and 1934 light tank chassis. And nothing else. Artillery-wise, also we're at 1934 variant. A little bit outdated and no anti-tank or anti-air. Not that hopefully we'll need any. Just yet. Navy-wise, we're on early destroyer hulls with basic depth charges. We are, and for the rest of it, we are at the 1936 cruiser hull, heavy ship carrier, and submarine hull. Pretty good, and we got the basic cruiser armor scheme. And armor our cruisers a bit better. That's decent. It would be nice to have better destroyers, I think. Especially given we're limited at the moment by the London Naval Treaty in our heavy ship production. We then have naval support. Then we have the naval gunnery, basic torpedoes, as well as transport ships, contact mines, and mine-laying submarine. We also have the 1936 basic light battery, basic medium battery, basic heavy battery. We even have the basic dual-purpose battery. Wow, that's pretty advanced, I guess. Combining anti-ship and anti-air guns in a single mount allows for more flexibility and saves weight. Okay. Could research these, but these don't even unlock any modules. They just change the shells that are fired, so it's an easy upgrade to do. Magnetic detonators, likewise. It's good. This is a advanced ship torpedo launcher. Down ladder shooting. These are all. Yeah, luckily these are not. These are all just damage control, bracket shooting. These are not modules, so they don't need the ships to be refitted or redesigned. Damage. Torpedo tube mine deployment. 20% for submarines. Okay. Okay. Air Force wise, we have the interwar small airframe unlocked and the basic small airframe. So we're 1936. The interwar medium airframe, nothing else. But this alone, this is pretty good already. We have the bombs unlocked. Got that light machine guns, air launch torpedoes, aircraft construction, engines, and even engines too. Yeah, pretty much everything you could wish for. We're up to date. 1936 with our Air Force. We don't really need large airframes, perhaps yet. Medium, don't need that much either, I think. But yeah, here's the airframe. Okay. Engineering-wise, we got nothing. And industry-wise, also none of the basic techs, but we do have synthetic oil fuel storage, synthetic oil experiments, a fuel refining. Level 1 unlocked. Pretty good, but I'd say we're in a very good starting position. Or maybe I'm just used to playing with minor nations. Yeah, but I like this. Okay. Let's leave that for now. Okay, but overall though, last thing to say about research is overall research speed is minus 4% due to militarism and limited exports. Decreases the time it takes to research a new technology. So we're going to be a bit slow with our research. Air research speed in particular is reduced by 10% due to duplicate research efforts. Fine. Okay. Intelligence agency, we do not have one. Decisions-wise, abandoned naval treaties. We'll have a look at these when we unpause the game. We, again, don't have any political power. Just yet cheat on the treaties. Improve worker conditions. Monday civilian trains. Okay. Inter-service rivalry. Foreign influence. Okay, we'll see. Search international market. Don't need trade-wise. We have steel, chromium, tungsten, rubber, and aluminium. Yeah, that doesn't bode well for our air force, but okay. Oil-wise, we have 19, 16 being imported. Where we imported from the United States. Importing 16 from the United States and extracting 4 ourselves. The rest of the resources are all ours. Exported. Out of 1 oil, we have 1 left for export. Currently exports nothing. Yeah, that's due to the 25% law. Right, limited exports, so 25% of what we extract ourselves is reserved simply for the next market, regardless of whether anyone actually takes it. So we lose 1 oil of our 4. A quarter. CM consumption, maximum consumption 374. So we need rubber and aluminium if we are to build airplanes. So take note of that. Construction, not constructing anything. Production, okay, we'll have a look at that. Bit, deploy, okay. Officer 4, nothing yet. We do have our land doctrines picked for us. With the Grand Battle Doctrine, Grand Battle Plan Doctrine picked. Extensive planning and preparation before engaging in battle is the key to success. We have trench warfare unlocked. A shovel is often the best weapon of the infantry. Units learn the value of entrenching in any position they take up. Mutually exclusive with others. Okay, so entrenchment speed we have plus 25%. How quickly our troops can construct temporary fortifications to prepare defending a location. Max entrenchment plus 10. Okay, how advanced temporary fortifications our troops can make. The higher the level, the more days the troops can keep improving their defenses. Right. Let's just have a quick look at what's next. We get extensive planning and preparation. Before engaging in battle is the key to success. Max planning plus 10%. Biggest outplanning advantage you can get no matter how long we prepare. Daily command power gain. Assume that's 0 point something. Okay. Then we have to prepare defense. Let's just look at the first couple. They're easy. It's actually, conceivably achievable in the next 2-3 years. More extensive systems of field fortification greatly improve a unit's defense. Defense plus 10% for all infantry and motorized / mechanized. So Marines, Marine Commandos. What's the difference between Marine and Marine Commandos, I wonder? Organization plus 10. Organization indicates combat readiness and how organized a unit is. A unit with no organization can't fight or move effectively. Okay. Prepare defense. Trench warfare, grand battle plan, prepare defense. And finally, grand assault. Once sufficient forces have been built up and their objectives well planned out, a powerful assault cannot help but to destroy the enemy. Get a well-planned attack tactic. Attacker tactic damage plus 15%. Get army. Everybody basically. Breakthrough plus 10%. Soft attack plus 5%. Okay. Now officer corps. We also have naval. We have our naval doctrine picked for us. So with a strong focus on carriers and their support, no enemy will be outside our reach, either on land or at sea. Okay, then we have base strike unlocked. Striking at the enemy's ports will cripple their ability to rebuild their fleet. This will allow us to dominate the seas by sheer numbers. Port strikes plus 50%, improve damage when performing strikes against fleets in port. Upgrades organization plus 20 for, I think that's heavy cruiser. Sure. Or is that? So that's carrier. Okay, my naval game is pretty weak, guys. So let's just check this right now. CV. CA, no. CV must be aircraft carrier. Cruiser hull, converted battleship hull. Kaga. Fighter, yes, okay, so CV. What does it say? Yeah, it does say CV. Okay, 20% organization to carriers. Perfect, to make our carriers stronger. Fine. So that's our officer corps. Nothing picked for air doctrines, nothing for special forces. Okay. So that's, I think that pretty much is Japan. Let's have a look at the kind of the geopolitical setup here. Basically, in the middle here, obviously, is Japan. To our north, we have the Soviet Union. Let's go ahead and two things to consider. Where the resources are. Soviet Union has more chromium. Oh, here's where we are getting the oil from Sakhalin. Southern Sakhalin Island. We have the iron. Soviet Union has Nikolaevsk, Azerbaijan, Khabarovsk, Vladivostok. Deeper in Siberia here we have steel, chromium, tiny bit of aluminium on Lake Baikal. Tungsten, more aluminium here and more aluminium here, where I guess in Bratsk, yeah. I think the largest hydropower plant in the world, or in the Soviet Union, was built. Also where Rusal, Russian oligarchs company, is based. But yeah, this is a world famous aluminium producer here, using hydroelectric power. So if we were, if we are in need of aluminium, I don't need to get all the way here. That's kind of halfway across Siberia. Okay. Understood. We're in control of Manchukuo, which does have a little bit of aluminium. So does that mean if we do trade aluminium? Where's Manchukuo? So we could buy all of that with one factory. Okay. Manchukuo does also have steel. We do have to buy it, but I think what I meant, for example, if we do steel, Manchukuo, we buy, one factory buys all of 38 of their steel, because they're our puppet. We get a massive preferential treatment on trades. Okay, so we can secure this with just 2 civilian factories, aluminium and steel. Minkuko, just nothing. Maybe some manpower. 1.4 million, 2 million manpower, and we get like 0.05%. 0.05% of that. Manchukuo, 2 million, 7 million, 10, 12, probably about 25 million. 25 million manpower here. Korea, however, North Korea, South Korea, fully annexed. We don't need to trade anything for these resources. We just get them. Okay. Let's have a look at Mongolia. It's got a bit of resources. Population-wise, 500,000. It's not even a million population here. Shaanxi, nothing. 12 million people. Communist China, tiny bit of resources. 7 million people. Tibet, Sanma, 10, 3, 6, 8, 9, yeah, 10, 12 million here. China itself, 20 steel, 10 tungsten, 25 steel, little bit of oil here, and I'm sure I'm submitting enormous population. 10, 30, oh my god, 40 million. 23, 5, 21. That's like 100 million for sure already. 53 million, Sichuan. 53 million manpower. 100,000, 300,000. Okay, not many people here. Basically, 50, 10, 60, 40, 100, 120. Oh, that's basically good. 20 to 140, probably 150 really by now. So we're rounding down. 155, 175, 185, 100, 20, 30, yeah, 240, 240 million or so in China. Even 0.05% of that is a lot, right? And Guangxi clique. Okay, there we are. There's tungsten, steel, and chromium. Steel, tungsten, chromiums. Tungsten, chromium. Okay. And with a host load of manpower, 12, 20 million, and 40 basically. 45, 50 million people. Hainania. 50 million people and a lot of resources. Unfortunately, Macau, okay, belongs to Portugal. This is actually owned by United Kingdom. Okay. We are already in control of Taiwan though. That's good. Okay. Yunnan, 3 tungsten. 12 million people. We have France here. Basically Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. Okay, Laos, Tonkin, Southern Indochina, Southern Vietnam, Cambodia. Here we have rubber, which we need. We have tungsten and chromium here. Tungsten and chromium, okay. Siam, Thailand. We have 11 rubber. Too exciting. Okay, 56 rubber. Tungsten. British Malaya. That is good. 28 steel, 268 tungsten, 479 rubber, 21 aluminium. Wow. Show what the infrastructure is in this state. 2 out of 5. Wow, so if we upgrade this, this could give us a lot of aluminium. 20, could probably go up to 40. No one else so far has any aluminium. Right? Manchukuo is our only source of aluminium right now. Now it's correctly Manchukuo. Yeah. British Malaya, i.e. Malaysia. Today, that is a juicy peninsula. Furthermore, here we have rubber and oil. This is important. This. Yeah, we need British Malaya is primary target. That's right. Actually, we missed a little bit. Philippines here. Too exciting. Obviously, naval bases. Not too many people either. Probably 10 million maybe. And 1 million. Sorry, one rubber. And Dutch East Indies. Indonesia. 17 oil, 6 oil, 39 aluminium, rubber, oil, aluminium and rubber. Actually, scratch British Malaya. Dutch East Indies is what we want. Yes. Rubber, oil, rubber. Okay. In addition to controlling all of these, if we did ever manage to control these, we would restrict the British and the American fleets through these straits, which unfortunately I forgot what they're actually called. Right? We would effectively block them. We would just patrol here or do mine laying, or even just mine laying. Okay, maybe not in these two regions, maybe even so. Right? But if we mine laid in this region and defended, as long as this one, we would effectively prevent any incursions by allied fleets into our sort of home portion of the Pacific. Got some air bases here. We could just bomb these regions constantly. Oh, look at these. Right? What's this island? Cocos Island we take. If we took Christmas Island, I mean that's it. And we could just island hop all the way here. Diego Garcia. Maldives maybe. Seychelles, yeah. Madagascar. None of these have any resources, but we could get a port there, station our navy, build an air base, and just, you know, bomb there. And if we could lock up the United Kingdom in the Suez Canal, and I guess South Africa, that would be kind of the ultimate victory. I mean, then we could take British Raj easily. Strait of Hormuz. Okay, this is not, we're not too interested, although if we ever did get this far, our oil issues would be sorted forever and denied to the allies. Rest of the world. In India, I'm sure there's massive population, just like China, and massive population. Rubber, chromium, all the stuff we need. A little bit of oil. Yeah. I feel like Dutch East Indies should really do it for us. Yeah, this. And then I guess on land, have to invade up to here. Maybe hold British along this river, along these mountains. That would be a good defensive line. Even give us some oil, tungsten, rubber. It would kind of expose us to attacks here again. So we might as well just hold maybe along this river, maybe along here, the mountains to back us up. So yeah, many defensive lines here in western, I guess Bangladesh today, eastern India. Australia, steel, tungsten. Yeah, I guess if we did hold all of these islands, Australia could potentially just need to be neutralized. Okay. Not for resources, but just to deny naval and air bases to the Allies. Okay. What are these? Owner France. Owner United Kingdom. New Zealand. Foreign claims. Melanesian Federation has LS. Who's that? Okay. These islands basically up to here in the Pacific. This is Hawaii, United States, Johnson Atoll, Midway Island, even as far as Wake Island. Yeah, this is okay. We do control some of these islands already, to be honest, from here, which is great. We can build air bases on these islands. Yes, we can. Why does it say... Oh, no, wait. When I click on this, it says Caroline Islands. 3 out of 10 airbase. That's here, right? Okay. I click on this. This is this region. This region has 3 out of 10. Okay. And I guess, yeah, on the right-hand side, we have the United States of America. Here, the Galapagos Islands, the Panama Canal. That would be a dream. True Pacific Empire, Pitcairn Island. Control all of this. We would also, I mean, if we got Chile, got the bottom, we even got Falkland Islands, South Georgia, also lock up the United Kingdom in from Southern Atlantic. Panama, obviously, could be a great possession. Okay. Okay, that's clear to us. I guess, yeah, the United States, if we ever made it that way. The resources that would solve all of our oil needs, for sure, as well as aluminium and pretty much everything we could possibly ever want. I didn't know there was so much oil in California. It's a bit of a surprise. I thought it was all about Texas. Some here, Louisiana here. Michigan. Okay, so that's the kind of the geopolitical situation, I guess, and the resources. Then look, what do we possess then in terms of division overview? We have 45 leg infantry divisions. Let's have a look at our template. Boom, okay. Engineers and recon. Cavalry recon. And just 12,000 infantry. No support. That will need to change. Outdated. We do have 9 cavalry divisions. Okay. 6 units of outright cavalry. 6 kilometers per hour speed. They don't use any fuel. But again, a little bit outdated. We do have 3 divisions of light tanks. That is, okay, that's kind of more like infantry supported by light tanks. 2 battalions, 120 Type 94 tank kit, interwar variant. If I'm not mistaken, or is that 1934 chassis? I wonder. Okay, see it here. Basic light tank chassis. That is basic light tank. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's 1934 chassis. Not too bad. Then we have 2 motorized infantry. 2 motorized infantries. Very nice. Oh, these have a support artillery battalion. So the company. Right. We have motorized recon, engineer company. Okay. And a whole 15,000 motorized infantry. Okay, what is their speed? 12 kilometers. Nice. Very nice. Okay, and then we do have 1 Marines division. An elite unit of 6,000 only Marines with an engineer company attached. Okay. It's not bad. According to our manpower, we have then what we're using. Army is 480,000 strong. Oh yeah, sorry, and then on top of that we have a navy of 120,000. Okay, so I have 650,000 men in our armed forces and free manpower of another 1.13 million. Not bad. Let's have a look at our air force first. What do we have? Quite a lot. Okay, fighter carriers. 2 fighters, 10, 10, 2 out of 100, 10 out of 10. So a bunch of carrier fighters, close air support on carrier, naval bomber carrier, 54, so 1 wing of tactical bombers, 3 wings of fighters, 3 wings of close air support. Tactical bombers, the rest are all carrier. Okay, so decent carrier aviation, 3 fighters, 3 close air support, 1 tactical bomber. Okay. But in terms of the Navy, which guys, you're gonna have to bear with me because I know next to nothing. I don't think I've ever played a Navy game. Never played the United Kingdom in HoI 4. And all other nations I've played. Never played Italy, I think. So I always avoided Navy. But I have read up on it a little bit. So it will be interesting to see how I put that in practice for the first time. Let's have a look. We have 4 carriers, 3 battle cruisers, 6 battleships, 16 heavy cruisers, 19 light cruisers, 94 destroyers, 52 submarines. I don't know, looks fairly strong to me. I'm not sure how we're going to split it. You know, maybe... Well, we'll see. We'll see, we'll have to think about how we split it. For now, that's okay. Okay then. Then, before we unpause, then let's decide on the direction in which we're going to move. Then we'll therefore decide on the research, construction and production. Where do we go? The unthinkable option. The future of our nation requires a path that has never been conceived by our leaders. This option must now be contemplated in earnest. At the unthinkable option, which grants weekly stability minus 1%, daily communism plus 0.04. Available as political advisor, Sanzo Nosaka, which grants daily communism support, political power plus 200. And what? Okay, we become communist, effectively allying ourselves to the Soviet Union, and we spread the glorious revolution to, you know, the rest of Asia, and right, and fight the imperialists of the West, i.e., United Kingdom and France, and the United States. possible. Not very Japanese, I think, to be a little not in the spirit of Japan. Then I guess all the way to right we have strengthened civilian government. Gives us civilian government. The increasing values of liberalism and democracy, far from being a threat to our nation, could be its greatest strength. We must ensure our government is strengthened so that it can protect these ideals. Political power plus 120. Strengthen civilian government, which grants daily democracy support. 3 years. Yuro Shidehara. Advisor. Okay. Support Kadoha. New faction has appeared, intent of taking control of the government and strike north into the Soviet Union. For the sake of the Emperor and the Empire's future, must ensure this faction prevails. Political power plus 100%. Modern shogunate. Prepare for war with the Soviet Union. Not really sure there is a lot to gain from the war. I mean, okay, so we have a war with the Soviet Union, and then what? We get steel, 50 steel, all the steel we ever wanted. Chromium. More steel, more chromium. Okay, we do get our aluminium, but we need to make it all the way to Bratsk. Province of Bratsk. Trying to find my home province where I was born, right here in Novosibirsk. We'll stop short of that. But I mean, pushing all the way out here to Surgut to get some oil. I mean, if you made it all the way here, you might as well make it to Moscow. Or at least to the Urals. That's all crazy. Look at the supply map mode here. We're all in red. Russians, Vostok, Khabarovsk, all the way. Shan. It's really all about Chita. Province of Chita. If in fact we have troops stationed here, we just pushed here. That's it. That's the Soviet supply line cut off for the entire Far East. This is a critical node. Should be fairly straightforward. We just push them out from here, get onto these mountains, and we then connect ourselves to supply. We cut them off from supply. Good. It would be nice to actually build a supply depot here for ourselves. We cut them off. We could be in supply, and they wouldn't be. We did make an invasion, but yeah, it would be painful. It would be a painful invasion. Now, I'm not sure there's a lot to gain here. It's really far from home. A bit of a slog. So I'm not sure supporting the Kadoha faction is a great idea. I understand why people were looking south. Looking south, we get everything we want, right? Yeah, literally, this is everything we could ever want here. Right, we can get China, all of this land, British Raj, established naval supremacy here, air supremacy, get the Dutch Indies, get all the resources we want, feed our industry, get lots of manpower, somehow deal with Australia one way or another. Then we're gonna have to hold off the United States, but at least we're in a better position to hold off the United States like that. Attacking the Soviet Union doesn't attract the ire of the United States or the Allies, which is good. It's kind of, yeah, from that perspective, it's a safe option. We get resources. We don't risk that much, especially if we partner up with the Germans. But I don't feel we really gain that much. This is the prize. Southeast Asia. I feel like we probably go this way, guys. We get China, we get all of the Southeast Asia, which I guess is historical, but I can see why it makes perfect sense for Japan to do that. Okay, so if we did open up with this, what do we get? A new faction has appeared, intends on taking control of the government and strike north into the Soviet Union. We must eliminate them before they can do too much damage. Purge the Kadoha faction. Gain base stability plus 10. Okay, we'll be at 100% stability. We can then pick liaison conference. By sending liaisons of all branches of government and of the military to a central conference, we can greatly increase our decision-making speed. Add liaison conference, which grants starting planning skill level of new army leaders plus 1. Okay, add planning skill plus 1. Everyone gets plus 1 for planning. Okay, and we have the Grand Plan Doctrine. Fine, and then what do we get? Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. Time of Western imperialism has come to an end. The peoples of Asia must band together and stand a strong, unified continent under our leadership. Asia for the Asiatics. Create a faction. Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. Possible. Or the task that lies before us may well prove a challenge for our abilities. We should reach out to other governments with similar goals so that we may engage in some measure of cooperation. German Reich gets event. Japan proposes tripartite pact. Yeah, maybe we'll go that way. I'm not sure we're bringing co-prosperity here. We're kind of invading and taking these resources. Although, if we create a faction, I mean, none of these nations are independent. They are all owned by someone else. I mean, Siam is independent. Thailand. Philippines. Puppet of a foreign power. This is just outright owned by Western colonialist powers. So we don't need to... The faction will just be us and our puppets, I guess. Right, so we can still puppet everyone, or invade, or just annex, and then go into our faction. And, you know, cooperation with Germany and Italy, I'm not sure that's going to give us much. Strike South Doctrine. So rich, China does not possess all resources we require. Not far away to the south, though, lie the Dutch Indies and the British colonies of Malaya and Borneo. Through self-sufficiency, we must wrest control over these areas away from the European imperialists. 50% cost for naval doctrine unlocks decision demand Indochina. Alliance with Siam. Gets when Japan invites Siam to the faction, I guess. Siam is located in a prime location to aid us in our coming war with the Western powers. Then on our side, we will greatly facilitate the inevitable invasion of Malaya and thereby the East Indies. Non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union. Then we secure the Philippines or bypass the Philippines. Strike of the southern resource area. Exploit southern resource area. 12 aluminium in Singapore, 6 in Tonkin, northern Vietnam. Unlocks prospect for resources, so we can find even more resources. Yeah, I think this is what we do. Our other option at the start here is guide the Zaibatsus. Get 2 civilian factories. Replace Zaibatsu with guide the Zaibatsus. Effective change factory output plus 5. Military construction speed plus 5. Plus 5. We do national mobilization law. Add war economy, which grants expected number of factories. Blah, everything. Okay, so it basically forces through a law change in 70 days at no cost, saving us 150 187 even political power. Good. Military factory construction speed. With no drawbacks. This is just outright better. Okay. We get a research slot. That's very nice. We can also get 2 military factories and 2 civilian factories. Requires all of the following. Guide the Zaibatsu and national mobilization. So we could go purge, guide the Zaibatsu's national mobilization, national research policy, 70, 70, 70, 70 days. 280 days, 1 year, we could be here. Plus almost here. Then, okay, total mobilization grants. Total population minus 3%. Expected number of factories. Okay, we get there. First year, we could get all of these. It's 1 year. The research slot being by far the most valuable one early on. Right. This I don't really quite understand, if I'm honest. We could also get army expansion. Or our government must have as one of its core tenets the immediate and drastic increase of our military forces. Army experience plus 30. Small arms modernization, very nice, 100% bonus for the infantry equipment. Army or army expansion. Available as Chief of Army, Hajime Sugiyama, which grants army experience plus 0.4 per day. Division training time minus 50%. Nice. And then we have to pick one. Supremacy of will. Supremacy of technology. Grants weapons and equipment research speed plus 5% and armor research speed plus 5%. Good one to get early. It needs this as well. Or we have supremacy of will. Division recovery rate plus 10%, division attack plus 10%, division defense plus 10%. I like this one. 5% research, I guess it's not bad. I like attacking. And we can get 2 times 100% research bonus for support artillery, wow. We could get to 1940 artillery pretty soon. Bicycle battalions. Bicycle infantry. Why is that needed? Armored divisions. 100% research bonus for armor technology. This is 70. We could get this guy. 0.4. Daily. Where is he? Chief of Army, right? He would be this guy. Hajime Sugiyama. Genius. 200 political power we need. We're going to be getting 1 per day, 0.9 even, so it would take us all of the entire year to get him. Take us 140 days to get 2 of these, but we wouldn't be able to hire him because we wouldn't have the political power. It's more about doing army expansion and then small arms modernization. Then we get 100% research for infantry weapons. Which would be great. We need to get this out of the way first. And I'm not so keen on occupying 1 research slot just to power through this. And then get 100% of power through this. We'll see. Definitely want to use a 100% research bonus on this one. Okay. So that could be an opener. Not really. I mean, 30 army experience would be nice. We can reform some of our divisions for the expansion. New naval estimates. Navy experience plus 50. 2 and 4 naval dockyards. Can do that. Good opener. And then we do, for example, carrier warfare experiments. Battleships are the relics of a bygone age. for the future and future of aviation. Aircraft carriers will allow us to project air power across the Pacific. 3x 25 times 25% cost reduction for base strike doctrine. Air fleet. Oh, actually, wait. We could also get this. Requires one of the following: army expansion or new naval. We get 100% research for fighters. This is very nice. Must maintain superiority over our enemies in all areas, including air warfare. Modernized fighter planes are essential to achieve this. What if we got 100% bonus and just went straight for the 1940s airframe? I know it would be 500 days. The base is 200 days. So in any case, we would spend 200 days on this. So we also have duplicate, whatever. Militarism. Christ, our research is terrible. But if we did, and we started just researching this, and I know it's nice to get these as well, but the airframe is more important. Because these can be retrofitted, I think, pretty sure. The airframe would be very nice to get early. We'd do that. But anyway, going, and then we could get range focus available as military industrial organization Aichi, range focus aircraft designer, or Mitsubishi high agility fighters. And then we could get the 0, enables production of Mitsubishi A6M 0 Sen. Okay. Does this mean that we don't even have to research? That's 70 days, 70, 70, 70. Get all the way down here and start doing 0. Perhaps we do naval essence first. Fighters. Agility focus. Right? Get the military industrial organization and do the 0. Requires all of the following. Oh wait, we need all of this. We need both of these. First air fleet and agility focus. That's first air fleet, which grants sortie efficiency plus 20%. That is a potential opener as well. This gives us 50 naval experience, Navy experience. 2 naval dockyards. Oh, sorry. 4 naval dockyards. Fighters. Army expansion law. Need the political power to make use of this. That would be 1 research slot occupied forever. This would be another research slot occupied forever. That's basically -2 research slots for better infantry equipment and better fighters. Right. So here, the stability. 2 civilian factories is nice. Factory output plus 5% is nice. It goes straight to the war economy and get a research slot. Because this is probably the best way to open up. Get that research slot quickly. Research. We definitely want basic machine tools. 156 days. Variety of newly developed milling machines can be used in military production. Small and versatile types available to any machine shop to the large-scale advanced models that push the technological limits. Production efficiency cap is 10%. This is engineering. Electronic mechanical engineering. 100 days. We need this to counter the malices. It's not even giving us a bonus. We need the radios and the radars. We live in an age when electrical machines can no longer only warm and light us, but help us think and communicate. Electronics will be key to military intelligence in the coming century. Indeed. Couldn't agree more. We have to have those two. Construction is a nice to have. We don't need anything in the air for now, so we could do construction and then switch to improve small airframe. Naval support. We need 1936 cruisers, to be really honest. Nothing here. These are all just bonuses, not modules. All the modules are locked for quite a while. Nothing in naval support, but we do need destroyers. Nothing here. And here, I mean, this would be nice. Type 3 heavy machine gun. And then get improved infantry equipment. These would be nice to have, but not necessary. 1936 tank would be nice, just to upgrade these. We're not going to need a lot of tanks. It does lead to amphibious tank chassis as well later for our island hopping campaign. I don't think Japan really ever needs medium tanks. We need light tanks with a lot of soft power and hardness, so that they can decimate the infantry. China, France, and be fast. Frankly, 1936 light tank, and perhaps then in the water into artillery to get the improved small cannon. 15 attack. Maybe that should be a priority. Right, that's 2 slots. These... oh, we need the destroyers as well, though. I mean, if we research destroyers now, let's have a look at our production. It's going to take a while before... I'm sure there is a bunch of heavy ship hull, 1942. Early heavy ship hull. Carrier hull. Converted cruiser hull. Cruiser. Okay. Early destroyer. Main 1936, so it's a while before we can actually redeploy these to better ships, and we can for now just produce submarines. Perhaps the destroyers can wait, whereas tanks cannot. Right? There. Let's see. We don't have a lot of we have these couple of tank divisions, but we need some proper tanks. Let's have a look at the terrain quickly. Infrastructure decent in China in here. The supply. If China will be our first target, right? Potentially. Then go here from Manchukuo and whatever these other things do. Manchukuo. Right, we need to go there, go on attack Beijing. Down through here, these are all what? Planes. Yeah, planes. Cut through here. Henan, supply hub, in Jiangsu. And then just keep rolling in the middle here with, ideally, with tanks. Right? Here it's all mountains. We're gonna avoid that for sure. Could land a naval invasion of King Dao. Even Shanghai. This would be nice to get. It obviously cuts them all off from supply. But I'm not sure how well defended these will be. Yeah. I feel like it would be nice to get that tanks early and get a few panzer divisions ASAP. Just light tanks with a lot of soft attack, because I doubt China is going to field a lot of, you know, heavy hitting tanks. Same with the Soviet Union. Less supply use, faster. You know, we don't need anti-tank tanks. We need just anti-infantry tanks with breakthrough. We need one division here, just push through these mountains, not hills. With infantry support, push through here. And that's it, it's over for the Soviet Union. Few divisions here, push through down south. Right, follow up with infantry. So we need armor. We need armor, because we need infantry. Therefore, to that end, let's go ahead and research improved light tank chassis. A small and combat chassis, ideal for cheap and light vehicle for duties such as reconnaissance and fire support. Its limited low capacity makes it unsuited for carrying heavy armor or large guns. I don't need those. Let's go ahead. Osaka Army Arsenal will help us. In terms of interwar artillery. Second. Apologies, yeah. And interwar artillery will be useful for our artillery, for our troops, and for our tanks. So let's go ahead and go. Lessons learned in the development of different types of artillery can be cross-applied to the design of other pieces. Gives us the improved small cannon, small and cheap cannon able to fire both anti-infantry and anti-armor rounds. Small caliber limits its usefulness. Good enough for us. Or even a close support gun, a small weapon designed to fire high explosive shells against enemy field fortifications. Help the infantry on their attack. While capable of engaging tanks, its short barrel and limited ammunition make it unable to deal with more powerful enemy tanks. We might even go for that actually, close support gun. Let's see, let's definitely research this. Osaka Army Arsenal also. Okay, Osaka Army Arsenal and both. Okay, so there's that. Thanks. Okay, they are different companies. They just call the same. Army Arsenal. Osaka Army Arsenal. They are. This is the artillery one. The other one is the tank, or light tank, or medium tank. Okay, so we've set our research. I'm actually gonna... 1, 2, 3, 4. Think about this. 280 days, and we have the 5th research slot. What do we research then? That's 1. Right? Support equipment. We can research support equipment. We could then research field hospitals. Research these basic engines and basic armor, maybe. If we research the artillery. Destroyer, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Will be things to research here. There will be things to research if we get that second focus early. In order to design that tank though, the light tank, we'll need army experience. Right, sorry. So that would be nice to get this plus 30 in about 200 days when we actually, or about 210 days. So this should be the third focus we'll research. So we can get Purge the Kodoha faction and Guide the Zaibatsu as the first two. Then gain army expansion. Redesign our military a little bit. That will be about 200 days in. Could even go for Chief of the Army then. Start generating army experience. If we get this guy early, it's quite amazing. 0.4 per day. So 4 per 10 days. 12 per month. 120 per year. It's one doctrine at least. 200 political power though. A lot. What else could we do with 150 political power? Communist, democratic, fascist, silent workhorse we have. Masa Yonai, political power gain plus 15%. Oh, that could be a nice one to get first. Could get this guy in 150 days. That would give us... We're only going to generate 0.75 per day. Maybe actually the silent workhorse is good to get as the first guy. We'll see. We'll see. In any case, that will have to be the fourth one we get. This is a nice one to get first as well, though. 4 naval dockyards at the start of the game for our submarines. Or do we get our base stability is pretty great. Let's go ahead and do the new naval estimates. We must issue new estimates for the size of the increase to our navy and thereby the dockyard facilities that will be required to bring about this increase. So navy experience. We get 4 naval dockyards. So that will be 1, 2, 3. We're actually but it is a very good one to get early. We do want this 5th research slot though, because we're handicapped on the research speed. This will be the first year. Okay, this is 280, 350 days. With all of this plus this. So then we get these a year later. Torn between putting 4 naval dockyards to submarines, and then this will be the end of 1937. We'll get the 5th slot, maybe even a little bit later since we want the army expansion, and we're gonna get this guy. We need a lot of reforms. We need to reform our divisions, build a new tank. We need to get the doctrines unlocked. We start the war with China, so maybe it's the Navy will need to be delayed. Maybe it's the research. Tough. Oh, okay, fine. Let's open up with Purge the Kodoha faction then. I was going to hold off on the political changes. Let's start making our way to the 1 research slot. New faction has appeared intent on taking control. To take control of the government and strike north into the Soviet Union. We must eliminate them before they can do too much damage. Let's get this factory output, 2 civilian factories as well. Let's go ahead. Purge the Kodoha faction. last but not least, let's set our production. That's it. That's our research set. Our production. What do we have? What do we even have in terms of production? 15 military factories, 14 dockyards, and 23 civilian factories. Okay. Let's go ahead and... Nissan, automotive manufacturer. Boom. One factory for trucks, for sure. What else? Armored cars? No. Trains? Not sure. Will we ever actually be bombed? I think so. Towed artillery, for sure. Producing 5 per week on infantry equipment. It's 250 per year. 16 per day. Should be enough. 5 spare. We will design a new tank soon anyway. So war basic carrier naval bomber. Force transport plane. Might need transport planes to resupply, yeah. Or medium into... Why is it so inter-war? Why can't we have the basic carrier airframe? Basic carrier naval bomber. Because we don't have them designed, because we don't have the air experience. A bit disappointing. At least Yokosuka Naval Aircraft Designer. Carrier naval bomber, carrier fighter. Let's at least make these guys. I'll leave all the navy as it was. I'm not too familiar with it. Let's definitely put 1 factory on naval bombers, 7 per year. Maybe 2. 1 here. 1 and 1. We start getting artillery support equipment and infantry equipment. Tanks we will change once we upgrade them. 5 per week we're making already, so we'll upgrade these slowly at least to a decent basic light tank from interwar variants. But I am a little bit surprised. This transport planes would be nice, but otherwise we don't actually have anything designed. Basic carrier airframe, basic small airframe. We need some air experience to actually design that. We need 8 aluminium. Okay, we'll sort that out at the start of the next episode when we just double check our production. But I think that's it, guys. That's it for the first episode. It's an overview of Japan, and I think the setup, but broadly speaking, we'll go into even more detail in the next episode. I do want to unpause, get going, but ultimately we will contain the Soviet Union, attack China first, then with our army, then build up our navy and air force, get all of these resource-rich provinces for our Empire of Japan, and then yeah, see, hold off the imperialist forces of United Kingdom, France, and United States. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the overview. I will do a quick recap in episode 2, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Do give it a like, given it's the first episode of the series. You know, I won't go on about it. You know, like and subscribe stuff. You know, too often. In fact, I won't ever ask for it, just for the first episode. Yeah, so if you like it, if you did enjoy it, and you're looking forward to the series, do give it a like. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks. Bye.